everyone, I am Swarit Bhati from 8th CVRM. This is my computer activity on the topic computer safety and security. So let's check the agenda for today. The agenda for today is how to keep your computer physically fit. Then comes protecting your computer from illegal access. Next is how to back up your important files. Then we'll see other maintenance techniques of computers. Then we'll learn about malware, antivirus, and firewalls. So let's get started. How to keep your computer physically fit. The first step in computer safety is to keep your computer physically fit. Dust can potentially destroy the parts of your computer. By cleaning your computer regularly, you can maintain its performance and avoid expenses on repairs. Let's see some methods of keeping your computer physically fit. The first method is cleaning the keyboard. Cleaning the keyboard is an important task for keeping your computer physically fit. Dust and dirt on the keyboard do not look nice and can prevent your keyboard from working properly. Particles such as dust, food, liquid, etc. can get stuck underneath the keys, which can prevent the keys from functioning properly. Use a soft cloth to clean the keys of the keyboard. Next is cleaning the mouse. Cleaning the mouse is the next step to keeping your computer physically fit. There are two main types of computer mouse, optical and mechanical. An optical mouse is an advanced computer pointing device that uses a light emitting diode or LED and an optical sensor. This type of mouse does not require any internal cleaning since there are no rotating parts. However, they can get sticky over time as dust collects near the light emitter. This can cause erratic cursor movement or prevent the mouse from working. You must clean the surface of the mouse and the mouse pad regularly to prevent dust from accumulating on the mouse. Mechanical mouse uses a rubber ball that makes contact with the wheels inside the unit when it is rolled on the pad or a desktop. This type of mouse is especially susceptible to dust and particles that can accumulate inside the mouse, which can make it difficult to track or move properly. If the mouse pointer does not have smooth working, you have to clean the rubber ball. Next comes cleaning the monitor. Cleaning the monitor is the third step to keep your computer physically fit. Dirt and fingertips and also dust can make your computer screen difficult to read. However, it is easy to clean your screen when needed. But before cleaning, you should shut down the computer, unplug the monitor from power. If you are using laptop, shut it down. Use a soft and clean cloth to wipe the screen. Do not spray any liquid directly on the screen. The liquid can leak into the monitor and damage the internal components. Let's go to the next session of our topic, protecting your computer from illegal access. It is important to prevent damage or misuse of data software or hardware of a computer and restrict unauthorized accesses. One of the ways to prevent the misuse of data or software is authentication. Authentication is the process of verifying a user's identity before granting him or her access to a computer system. In private or public computer networks, including the internet, authentication is commonly done through the use of login passwords. Knowledge of the passwords assumed to guarantee that the user is authentic. Some of the authentication procedures are password protection. Protect your computer using password is an important step to make the data of computer safe and unauthorized use. A password is a word or collection of characters used for user authentication to prove the identity or get approval to gain access to the computer. The password should be kept secret from those computers who are not allowed to access your computer. Next is biometric protection. Biometric authentication is a process in which biological characteristics such as fingerprints, face, and retina are used to check the identity of an individual. In this process, a biometric machine is used to capture the biological details of a person and compare these details with the existing details which are stored in computer. It is an automated method of recognizing a person's identity by using his or her biological characteristics, such as face recognition. Face recognition is a process to identify an individual by using his or her facial features. Biometric machine captures the facial image or video of the person's face. This image is transformed into a unique face print. The image is transformed using a technique called elastic graph matching. Images are sent to a back-end database for comparison and possible match. Algebraic algorithms are used to make a perfect match. Next is iris and retinal recognition. Biometrics, which analyze the complex and unique characteristics of the eyes, can be divided into two different types: iris biometrics and retina biometrics. Let's discuss in detail. Iris biometrics. Iris is the colored band of tissue that surrounds the pupil of the eye. An iris recognition system uses a video camera to capture the sample while the software compares the resulting data against stored templates. Retinal biometrics. Retina is a layer of blood vessels at the back of the eye. A retinal recognition system shoots an infrared light beam into eye that has been placed close to the signal receiver. Then the genetic factors are entrenched and analyzed by the analyzer to grant access. Next, in biometric protection is voice recognition. The term voice recognition refers to finding the identity of the person who is speaking rather than what he or she is saying. Recognizing the speaker can simplify the task of translating speech into a system that has been trained on a specific person's voice, or it can be used to authenticate or verify the identity of a speaker as part of a security process. Now let's look about encryption. Encryption is the process of conversion of data and information into a form called ciphertext that cannot be easily understood by unauthorized people. Decryption is a process of converting encrypted data back into its original form so that it can be understood. The next part of our session is how to back up your important files. Have you lost any important documents, photos, or other files? Imagine what would happen if your computer suddenly stopped working. It may be possible to repair your computer, but your files may be lost forever. Luckily, you can prevent this by creating backup copies of all your files, or just the important ones, on an external hard disk drive or an online backup service. Let's look about these two in detail. External hard disk drives. To keep your files safe, you can purchase an external hard disk drive and copy the content of your computer on it. The initial backup could take several hours. Follow-up backup should be conducted on a regular basis, but it may not take long because the drive will only need to copy your most recent files. Next is online backup services. You can also backup your files to one of the online backup services like Google, Blackbase, Carbonite, Dropbox, etc., from where your files will always be accessible to you. The amount of storage space provided by these websites varies, and you may have to pay a monthly fee or a yearly fee for adequate storage. Now let's look on to other maintenance techniques. To keep your computer running smoothly, it is important to keep files and folders uncluttered. Cluttered or unorganized folders make it more difficult to find the files you need. Additionally, unwanted files can eventually fill up your hard disk drive, which will make your computer slower and more difficult to use. There are few things that you can do to delete unwanted files and improve your computer's performance. Delete files. If you have unwanted files, you can delete them manually and move them into the recycle bin. Then empty the recycle bin. Disk defragmenter. Windows includes a disk defragmenter program in the control panel. It scans the files of your hard disk drive and rearranges them to free up space. If your computer is working slowly, running disk defragmenter can help to speed it up. Disk cleanup. Windows also includes a disk cleanup program in the control panel. It scans your computer for temporary files and other files that can be detected. You can then delete the files to free up space on your hard disk drive. Now let's look on to malware. Malware is a malicious software. It refers to a software program designed to damage or carry out other unwanted actions on a computer system. There are different types of malwares. Let's look into them one by one. So first one that is aware by many of you is a virus. A computer virus is a piece of code or program developed to corrupt the data or program files stored on the computer system. It enters to the computer without permission of the user. The user of the computer may not even realize that the computer is affected by a virus. Viruses normally infect just one computer. However, if the computer is a part of a network, then the computer virus may spread to other systems, like human virus, which transmits from one person to another. Next comes worms. A computer worm is a type of malware that has capability to replicate itself without any human interaction. It consumes lots of memory space in replication. Once a computer has been infected by a worm, its processing speed gets slowed down, works unexpectedly, and halts other tasks. A computer worm can spread itself from one computer to other by replication process. Next is Trojan horse. The purpose of a Trojan horse is to conceal itself inside the software that seems legitimate. When the software is installed on the system, the Trojan gets activated and infects the host system. Next is spyware. The primary function of spyware is to snoop on a user's activity and send back the information it gathers to a hacker. Spyware does not have any infection mechanism. It usually dropped by Trojans and also viruses and worms. Once dropped, it installs itself on the victim's computer and sits there silently to avoid detection. Next is a zombie. A zombie similarly works in a similar way as spyware do. Although the infection mechanisms remain the same, a zombie does not usually collect information from the computer. Instead, it just sits there, waiting for commands from the hacker. At times, hacker can infect tens of thousands of computers, turning them into zombie machines. Next comes ransomware. Ransom is a money demanded to release the hostage kidnapped for the purpose. Similarly, ransomware is malicious software used to kidnap the data of the host system by encrypting it. The victim of the host system has to pay a huge amount of money to the attacker to get back the access to data. Next is rootkit. Rootkit is a malware that gains administrator access to the host system. Once the attacker gains access to the system, the rootkit gets hidden but retains special access to the system. The detection of rootkit is difficult as having special access to the system. It bypasses the tracking software. Next is backdoor. Backdoor is a type of malicious software which enters into the computer through bundled with other software or files. It is used to gain remote access to the host computer. If there is some virus, so there will be some vaccine for it. And it is there. It is the antivirus. An antivirus is a software which can detect the presence of a virus on a computer and remove the virus. Eradicating a virus is term used for cleaning a computer. There are several methods of eradication. Removing the code in the infected files which corresponds to a virus. Removing the infected file. Quarantining the infected file, which involves moving it to a location where it cannot be run. Inform the user about the presence of the malware and the action that has been taken. Separate all the infected files and applications so that the infection cannot spread further. Some well-known antivirus programs are McAfee, Norton, AVG, and Kaspersky. Next, we'll see a firewall. The term firewall originally referred to a wall intending to confine a fire or potentially fire within a building. In a computer, a firewall is a software or hardware-based network security system that controls the incoming and outgoing network traffic based on applied rule set. A firewall acts like a gatekeeper and prevents unauthorized access to a computer network. It inspects every data packet that arrives at a network and decides, on the basis of a set of predefined rules, whether to pass or not. Firewall establishes a barrier between a trusted, secure international network and another network, for example, the Internet, that is assumed to be secure and trusted. Thanks for watching.